Welcome, guys. Holy crap, it's been a while. Welcome to the MirageCast with the Mirage Corner. I'm one of your hosts, Alphonsus Alphonsus.
And this is Yasmin here.
And Julian is here as well.
All right, guys. So it's been a while
Happy
since we
New
last been.
Year!
Yeah, 2020 vision. All right. So,
Roaring 20s.
Oh God, don't
yeah,
start that
roaring
again.
20s indeed. So today we are going to be discussing an interesting topic, which would be the Crunchyroll 2020 Anime Awards. So I think like going through some of the categories, I actually placed all my votes today, and apparently you can vote once per day, every day until like when this. Oh my God, from like the 10th to the 17th.
Yep.
Wow.
Let me see. Where's it say it? With the ability to vote every day until July 17th, you have more opportunity than ever to make your voice count.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
So
Yeah.
that's from now to the 17th. So that's 4 times a day. That's 4 times on every device that you have that has a separate IP. So I could vote on my computer, I could vote on my phone, I could steal somebody else's phone and vote on their phone. I could go find some other phone, vote on their phone. I can vote on my PlayStation. I can just vote everywhere. That's five
And
times a
do it.
day for
Do it
5 days.
every day.
Uh, that's totally fair and balanced voting. That's how everything should work.
Yeah. So I don't know how the votes are gonna come out looking, but like I'm pretty sure people will have their campaigns and getting people to vote for their favorite anime. So we'll see how the viewers will come in on like I think February 15th they would broadcast it.
Yep, February 15th.
All right. So I guess we can start from the top and work way. Actually, we know what? Let's start from the last category and we're going up to like best anime. So
Oh god. Okay.
So that would be best ending
That's,
sequence.
yeah, best ending sequence. Now the six songs that made it into best ending sequence. So we have "Hold Me Now" by Nai, BRXX, and Selena Ann. Uh, by Yoshiyuki Ito on Carol and Tuesday. We have next Sayonara Goko by Amazarashi, full name Osamu Kobayashi on Dororo. And then we have Veil by Kina Suda by Taiki Kono on Fire Force. Fourth, we have Chikato Chika Chika by Konami Kohara, songwriter Naya Nakayama on Kaguya-sama Love is War. Fifth, we have Stand By Me by the Peggies by Kayoko Ishikawa on Sara Zanmai. And finally, we have Torches by Aimer by Toshiyuki Yamashita and, on Vinland Saga. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, you did a pretty
It
good
shows,
job.
yeah, I'm probably not familiar with any of this. I'll just probably go with what I think looks, I guess, cool. I guess like one thing that they could possibly do for best editing sequence is to have maybe at least a clip or a part of the song in the ending to put it in. But I guess assuming that Crunchyroll already has their audience has probably watched all
Yeah, they
six
have
of
like
these animes.
they
I
have
Yeah.
thought they
little
have like an option
yeah,
for you to
they
watch.
have like
Oh, they
little they
do?
have like a little link to
Oh,
the
you
Yeah.
have to
side where you can
watch.
press
Oh,
watch.
shit. Wow, I feel crappy for not clicking on these. All right.
Um,
Well,
Hmm.
I mean,
that's something I will take into consideration for tomorrow. Damn.
um,
Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my God. Wow, we're starting this off with a bang. All right. So have any of you guys listened to any of these six before?
I've
No.
only I've only seen like one of these in general, the show
Yeah.
itself, so I have no idea about the rest of them. And the Fire Force ending isn't anything special to me, really. If I'm being
Hmm.
honest, the
Yeah.
only ending song that is like done anything, the end is it is ending sequence the song and the animation, or is it just the animation?
Just I think it's just the ending.
I think just the whole thing.
That's
The
that's a
whole
Yeah,
whole
thing.
yeah, it
okay.
should be. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I haven't seen any of the other ones, so I can't comment on that. But like Fire
Yeah.
Force isn't anything special to me. I'm actually surprised that Doctor Stone's ending sequence isn't on here
Yeah.
The
There
Dr.
was
Stone one
there's
was
some
interesting.
because that song
yeah
is
there's
fire, and I feel like the song alone should get it at least like a mention, if
yeah
nothing
I think
else.
like yeah there are some other songs like that were notable by like I guess some of my friends and like communities that I've been a part of, but not like I'm surprised. Yeah, there's some stuff that didn't even make it onto here.
Hmm.
I ended up going with Kaguya-sama Love is War ending. I've heard at
Hmm.
least some good things about it, so I was thinking, I can throw a vote towards that. I guess tomorrow, I guess when I have time, I'll probably just have to sit down and just watch everything just to see what I think. But have
Hmm.
you heard of any of the other anime or like have you like watched or read the manga? Because some of these feel like completely new to me that I'm kind of like unaware of the level.
Unfortunately, no. Well, I have been meaning to watch Carol and Tuesday. I've been meaning to watch it. It's on Netflix. It's right there, but I
Yeah.
never got a chance to watch it.
Okay.
Um, that one and Dororo. Um, this one, if you're not familiar with it, if I remember correctly, this is from the original creators from Tezuka, the one who has made like Astro Boy, Blackjack,
Hmm.
Buddha, and all
Oh.
those notable kind of titles.
Okay.
And I heard some really good things about it, the story itself. So it was something
Okay.
was really that really struck my interest. Fire Force, I mean, I feel like a lot of people has hyped it a lot.
Okay.
Same thing with Kaguya-sama. The only one I've never heard of was Sara Zanmai, and Vinland
Okay.
Saga is basically a Viking anime.
Oh.
Yes, but I never got a chance to watch it. I can't remember what the whole thing is about, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The manga is huge, at least in
Yeah.
the English volumes. They're like fat hardcover books.
Wow.
Um, yes, they're very nice, and yeah. But like I remember I got a chance to watch Crunchyroll's video when they announced that the nominations were up, and when they were playing just like some of the short clips of the ending sequences, I think the one that's really stood out to me was Carol and Tuesday.
Okay.
Hmm.
Huh. Seems like an intriguing one, and you got the Netflix ad that's just right there too. So that like they're really hitting some home runs here with Netflix and where they're putting out like various types of content that's being
Hmm.
recognized by
Hmm.
the communities at large.
Hmm.
Julian, do you have any comments on some of the other ones? Oh, so, like you said, you haven't seen any of the other animes besides Fire Force.
Yeah, I
But I
haven't.
guess if there's one series you would like to point out as something that you would like to watch, what would it be?
Um, Out of these six, I've been hearing good things about Vinland Saga. I feel like that might be worth checking out.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
See how
I
this.
also feel like maybe Kaguya-sama Love is War might be something worth checking out as well.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'm not that one. I'm not entirely sure what to make of it. It looks like it might be one of those. It looks like it could just be like an action anime with. This is just going from the picture they have here. It looks like it could
Yeah.
be one of those anime where it's like where it's like action with romance mixed in, but the title it might be more romance with just some action mixed in, but
Uh-huh.
it still looks like something that might be worth checking out.
Hmm. Okay. So gonna be some intriguing stuff. So at least for those of you that are looking for some new anime to watch and would like to probably check some out, like at least seeing for the ending sequence, it's probably not like one of the first things people would go searching for, but at least it's like a way for people to just process the episode they just watch, whether it's like funny or sad or crazy,
Mm.
and it just needs something to kind of like bring the mood down or up a bit. So I guess without further ado, I guess we'll go up to the next one, where we look at votes for best opening sequence. So,
Ooh.
kind of almost a
Uh,
couple of the same ones for ending. Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
jeez.
Is there something I missed?
Oh no, I just opened it up and just saw a name that made me happy.
Okay.
Immediately.
I'm pretty
All
sure.
right.
I'm not sure
So
if we're talking about the same thing, Yasmin.
okay. So for best opening sequence, six nominees. We got "Kiss Me" by Nai, Dot XX, and Selena Ann by Bahi JD on Carol and Tuesday. We have Kawaki wo Ameku by Minami by Shota Ihara on Domestic Girlfriend. We have Inferno by Mrs. Green Apple with Hideyuki Morioka on Fire Force. We have 99.9 by Mob Choir featuring Stajo Nohana by Yoshimichi Kameda on Mob Psycho 102. We also have Touch Off by Overworld on Kazuaki Shimada on The Promised Neverland. And finally, we have Mukanjio by Survive Said the Prophet by Takahiko Abiru on Vinland Saga. So I think the only one that I was kind of familiar with was Mob Psycho, and I'm not even sure what that opening was, because of course I didn't realize that there were watch buttons until you guys told me. So I, I was just going off of like, okay, what seemed interesting to me, and I went with the Touch Off by Overworld because I was familiar with at least Overworld's work from works prior. But what do you guys think about this list in particular?
Hmm. Um, Not sure. Trying to remember how the opening sequences were for some of them. Because probably the one that I have watched was Promised Neverland. So I feel like I already have like a connection with that one. So I feel like I'm a
Okay.
little more biased towards that one right now. So I can't really speak too much of like a straight opinion yet,
Uh-huh.
but I guess that would be my vote for now. Of course, that could definitely change if I watch the actual opening sequences for all of them. So I guess as of right now, uh, my choice would be Promised Neverland.
All right. And Julian?
First and foremost, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna see it again. I feel like anything with Domestic Girlfriend, I'm kind of just gonna go push in a corner by itself.
Okay.
Um,
The opening is pretty interesting.
see, I
I
didn't
think if I remember.
see. This is another one of those animes that I didn't know existed, and
Oh wow,
based on the title and the
surprise!
based on the title and the picture that I'm seeing, I don't think it's one for me. So I'm just gonna put it in a corner by itself and pretend it doesn't exist.
Oh
Um,
my god, just watch it. Just watch the opening sequence.
but I seen Fire Force's opening, Mob Psychos, and Promised Neverland, and it was seeing Overworld on this list that made me happy. And I feel like this is no contest. Like no matter what any of the other openings look like to me, unless I'm mistaken, Promised Neverland's opening, like just it set the scene. It lets you know exactly what you're about to get into, and having read I think they put out like 2 chapters online as a preview before they actually started dropping actual manga chapters.
Oh,
Having read those back when they did like the teaser chapters for it, and then having seen the opening, I can't think of a better opening scene to represent an anime for this year than what Promised Neverland did.
Huh.
So I think I would have to go with Promised Neverland, and then maybe
mhm.
Fire Force would get a second place for me.
So
Yeah.
much typing.
Yeah. I was like thinking like, huh, I wonder what other things I could probably look up just to try and familiarize myself with it a little bit more. But I guess like that's what I'll probably have tomorrow for because still got pre-session class going. So at least like, because when I see like The Promised Neverland, somehow this just somehow reminds me of like Dead Man Wonderland for some godforsaken reason. I think it's just the land involved, but
Probably. I mean, there are few aspects where it's kind of like it's not that far. So
Oh,
basically, if you wanted to know what it's
Mm,
about,
mm,
I mean,
mm.
don't you agree?
I we're not gonna go too deep into this because this is getting on a whole other topic.
okay.
Dead Man Wonderland wasn't bad. It was kind of just poorly paced, and
Uh-huh.
I feel like
The
because of
anime disappointed me. The
super
manga is amazing.
disappointed.
Anyway,
But
continue.
as a manga, it was just kind of I feel like maybe it was just poorly paced, and that led to a fall off, which led to it being canceled.
Oh.
Whereas,
So I think what happened though, because while it was still updating, um, what was it? Japan had that huge tsunami. From remember back in like when we were in college,
was that when it
and
happened?
I noticed it was like that one huge like it was either a tsunami or earthquake. It was when we were still in college, and I noticed that right after that happened, I noticed that there were like no chapter updates. And so I just assumed that because of that, I think it might have disrupted
Oh no, no, no,
that.
no. That's not what I was talking about. That I knew
Oh,
about. I just didn't know that. I knew that I thought it just went on hiatus. I didn't realize that that's what caused it. But like, I don't
it
know.
could have been. I'm not sure.
I meant like the actual pacing of the
Oh,
actual story
okay.
itself, like how things happened and how long certain things took. I felt like
Hmm.
that kind of like irked people a little bit, and that's what led to like it falling off.
Hmm.
Like, if I had to compare Promise Neverland to anything, I would compare Promise Neverland to like Higurashi without all the crazy bullshit.
It is a little still a little crazy.
Like, it is
Um,
crazy. It's not Higurashi crazy though.
well, of course not.
Higurashi's in a
Nothing.
fucking category by itself. But
Well, yes, but basically, Promised Neverland. It's focused on a house full of orphans and
bad things
of
Oh.
happen to
course,
them. That's
huh?
and bad things happen to them.
Oh
Yes,
my God.
and
You really can't
yeah,
say
they
more than that without giving away spoilers.
yeah
Gotcha, gotcha.
yeah
I'm just
things
like,
happen, things happen, more things happen, lots of screaming,
Oh, so much
and yes,
screaming.
okay,
so many horrified faces.
an exciting time.
It's kind of like you see the first volume of Promised Neverland, and you're like, oh, it's so cute, and then you read it, and you're like, oh shit. It's like somewhat similar to like Made in Abyss. It's like on the outside, it's like, oh, this looks so cute, but as you read, you're like, oh, this is not cute.
Yep.
Like kind of
Anyway,
like,
And with that, we
yeah,
move on to best drama.
drama.
All
all drama.
right, for best drama, we have Babylon by Cloverworks, Carol and Tuesday by Bones, Fruits Basket
Hmm.
again.
Yeah, it's the remake. It's the yeah, it's a remake.
The remake. Ooh.
All right, we're gonna talk about that at some point. But
Oh my
anyway,
Okay.
God.
we have Stars Align by 8-Bit, Promise Neverland by Cloverworks, and then we have Vinland Saga. I feel really bad for not seeing Vinland Saga because that's 3 categories in a
Hmm.
row it's been nominated for, and
It's
Yeah.
supposed to
one
be
of them is
very
best
good.
drama, and I feel really bad for having not seen it yet.
It's supposed to be very, very
Actually,
good.
same thing for Carol and Tuesday. That's another one that's in 3 categories that I
Yeah.
haven't seen yet.
Yep,
Jesus.
you're gonna
Um,
see these names a lot more often.
see, now I
Gotcha.
feel
Because they're
like
all in like their first season, are they?
I'm assuming since Carol and
I
Tuesday
believe
is
so.
a,
Yes.
I'm assuming Carol and Tuesday being a Netflix show, it might just be done
Oh.
It's quite possible.
because
Yes.
Netflix shows are kind of like not hit or miss with getting a
Oh,
second season, but hit or miss with whether they need one or not. Like Devilman Crybaby only had 1 season, and that was
yeah.
that.
Most of them are pretty much like a
Uh-huh.
one and done deal.
Yeah, with the exception of like when they put Baki on, that got more than 1 season, and they put on Seven Deadly Sins that has like 3. So I'm not sure. It might just be a 1 season thing.
Okay.
But with
I ended up,
Vinland,
yeah, I ended up voting for Fruits Basket.
Memories.
Yeah. The-
I don't think I could vote for a remake. Like I'm just
Gotcha.
it's not
Well,
anime
it's supposed to be.
based,
Yeah.
it's not anime based, it's just everything. Like I'm just so tired of remakes of old things.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
like, it's supposed to be following the manga a lot more faithful compared to the original, which did, like, definitely stray off the path of what it originally was supposed to be. So I understand. So I was pretty much okay with this kind of remake,
So it's like FMA Brotherhood then.
in a sense, yes.
Okay. That's
Um,
all right, that's different then.
yeah.
All right. So my vote wasn't completely lost, but let's see what the audience would do with that. But I don't know. It's like if it wasn't Fruits Baskets, I think like I would actually be interested in seeing how Carol and Tuesday or The Promised Neverland would be as like a
hmm
drama series. So if I
hmm
was to change my vote tomorrow, then it would be one of those two.
do we do any of us know what Babylon is? Because that's another one that I'm just now hearing about.
This
No
I
idea.
haven't heard about,
I actually haven't heard of
unfortunately.
Cloverworks as a studio either.
That's
Yeah,
funny,
like
because they're the ones who did Promise Neverland.
Really?
yeah,
Yes.
yep, yeah, the studio.
That's unfortunate. um, well
Yeah,
then, my bad.
yeah. It's all good, no worries. Kind of going into this, seeing how these anime is gonna play out, and think like, oh, what would we be interested in seeing when we have time?
Hmm.
But I
And
think
it's
like
like, hmm
I think like just given as drama, I'm thinking like, all right, so it's like there's not much comedy involved. If there was, it would just be very like lightly kind of sprinkled in. But
hmm
looking forward to seeing how like I'll probably just watch one of these episodes on just like a random day.
should do it.
Yeah, just like you know what? Let's just sit down, watch an episode, see if I like it, and then continue if there it is.
Yeah, like
Um,
have lunch and then
yeah,
watch.
just watch. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Um, you guys have any other thoughts before we move on to the next category?
Not too much. I mean, because like I know like what was going on with Fruits Basket, like I feel like mine might go towards that one. But the thing is, like the drama in Promise Neverland is just like, oh, I kind of want to lean towards it. And then, unfortunately, it's like, well, I do love sports anime. I haven't heard of Stars Align before. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. But I'm not gonna, probably not gonna watch it.
All right. All right. So, Jordan, any final thoughts?
I am feeling bad for never seeing Vinland Saga and Carol and Tuesday yet, so I'm probably gonna abstain until I can like check both of them out.
All
hmm
right.
Okay, he's gonna binge it tonight.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. So I guess let's move on to the next category, which is the vote for best fantasy. So let's
Best
have
fantasy.
yeah. So what categories you got? What choices do we have this time?
We have Ascendance of a
Um,
Bookworm,
mhm.
Astra Lost in Space, Attack on Titan Season 3, Demon Slayer. Do we actually say the whole name? That's something that
You
Yeah,
I
I was
don't.
can.
about to say yeah. If
You,
you want.
you can. It's just that like even with manga, like if you search it up on Amazon, it will automatically say Demon Slayer, colon, space, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
I was only asking because when they announce things on the Crunchyroll, they say the whole name. But
hmm
when I was looking it up to watch online, not on Crunchyroll, it was just Kimetsu no Saiba. The Demon Slayer part was just gone. So I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, Demon Slayer's here. We have Sarazan Mai and then Promise Neverland again.
hmm
I feel like Promise Neverland isn't fantasy. There's another word for it, but I don't feel like it's fantasy.
There's another word for it.
I feel like it's more horror, but alright, we'll put it in fantasy, I guess. I guess that'll work for somebody. But I feel like this isn't really even a contest. I feel like this is I feel like we all know where the votes for this category are going.
Yeah, I think like Demon Slayer just impressed a whole lot of folks, especially with their just the
Oh
animation
yeah.
quality when they would actually post like all the stills and seeing like just the amount of detail put into the work and everything that's involved. It's like, damn, it just had like such a crazy momentum going into how they
Mm-hmm.
approach this layer
It's
aspect.
Yeah.
a big part of it is
Um,
And
probably because the sword arts are just the way the sword arts are
oh
drawn.
my God, it's
They're just
so beautiful.
yeah, they're just
Oh,
really pretty, and it's just like it's in an old like what I don't even know what era of Japan it would be, but like in an old era Japanese painting
isn't
style,
it
and it's just
Taisho?
is it
They said Taisho era, I believe.
right? Then there we go. It's Taisho era Japan painting, and it's just really nice. And I don't even know if it's hand if that part of it is hand drawn or hand painted, but
It's not. It's computer animated.
then that's even better because that's it looks like it could be hand done. So shit, that's I feel like the art by itself, and then Chibi Netsuko is gonna win Demon Slayer whatever category it's in.
Well, I mean, this is regarding fantasies. We're not talking about character and animation.
But you're talking about the show, but it's best fantasy meaning the entire show itself. Like, is it your best fantasy
the whole
show?
setting, the whole
Yeah,
like
I
I
guess the
guess
setting. Yeah, the
but
setting.
but
Rather than,
I know, but
yeah, just,
the votes are still going to Demon Slayer. Like,
yeah.
I feel
It's
like
still, I can see why they would consider Promised Neverland as fantasy. Like,
yeah,
I won't say much about it, but like, I can see why. Um, but yeah,
and
unfortunately, I can't give it to that one. Haven't seen Sauron's on my Attack on Titan season 3. I mean, I haven't watched that season. I'm more so reading Attack on Titan, so I know what's up. Unfortunately, I haven't watched Astro Lost in Space. A sentence of a book where I have been meaning to read. It's actually a light novel, so you might be interested in this, Julian.
I have too many light
Um,
oh,
novels already.
read faster. Anyway, so yeah, I might have to give this one to Demon Slayer as well.
all right. So I think like yeah, like I think just Demon Slayer it definitely deserves the accolades and it does live up to the hype. Although I still think there's always going to be some people that are so loyal to Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm not, of
Yeah.
course there are gonna be people that are loyal to it, but I feel like at this point, Attack on Titan is kind of like it has its like niche following, and all the people that were on it because it was the hype cool thing at the time have kind of like fallen off, and now those people are jumped on to Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia and Shield Hero and whatever else is big right now that we've all missed because we have life things to take care of. So I feel like if anything, that's gonna be what takes down Attack on Titan from competing against Demon Slayer.
Mm.
If you figured, I'd love to see like just the voting results to see how that turns out.
I really do wish that they would show the. Actually, no, that would be mean to the other
What,
people.
like the percentages?
Yeah, like I'd be
That would
interested in
be
seeing
a
it,
bad
but
idea.
it would be a little fucked up.
That would be a bad idea, yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see, but it would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So,
I really hope this to see like because I haven't seen like I haven't even heard of A Sentence of a Bookworm or Astro Lost in Space, but they seem
mhm,
like pretty intriguing
mhm, mhm.
titles.
All
Mm.
right.
Yeah, so I
So,
guess
like
moving on to
next,
best comedy.
yes, nominees for best comedy. Let's see what we have here.
Oh, this is
All
gonna be
right.
So,
hard.
so we have Agretzko season 2 by the studio Fanworks. We have How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift by Studio Doga Kobo. We have Isekai Quartet by Studio Puyukai. Puyukai?
Yeah.
Next is Kaguya-sama Love is War by A1 Pictures. My Roommate is a Cat by Zero G. And we have Sarazanmai by Mappa.
All right. I first thing this answers my question about Kaguya-sama Love is War. That means it's comedy mixed. It's probably comedy romance with action in it. maybe if there's any action at all, it might just be comedy romance.
All right.
And first of all, how heavy are the dumbbells you lift? Just that name alone should get it on the list. I don't even know what it's about.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
that's what I voted for.
Those clips that I've seen are fantastic. So many muscles, so small heads.
And Alphonsus is
So
He's-
such boyish face for the huge bodies.
Yeah.
Isekai Quartet. Is that what's his face? In that
Yeah, so it is like a combination of
Overlord.
different isekais. Yeah,
Okay.
Overlord, yeah. So it's a different combinations of different isekais in a little cute anime.
Alright, that's what I thought I saw.
Oh.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
the only two that I've actually seen are Retsuko season. I haven't even seen season 2. I only saw season 1.
Oh
And
my god,
I've
Agresco
seen-
season 2 hit a little too close to my heart. Anyway, continue.
Ooh.
And I've seen like clips from My Roommate as a Cat.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
How is that?
It's
It's so cute.
I don't
It's
even
so
know, like,
stupid. It's so cute.
I'm not sure why I'm kind of confused about why it's here. I like it. I liked what I saw. I haven't seen the whole thing, but from what I saw, it's really cute and kind of wholesome, which makes me confused about why it's
Yes.
best comedy. But I'd vote for it. Again, it's one of the few that I've seen, but it seems like it's really good. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Agretsuko season 2 is probably gonna win, but I wouldn't have a problem with My Roommate is Cat winning.
Not, I mean, I guess I could see. Yeah. Yeah. If anyone hasn't watched season 2 and you work in an office and you find the most I can't say too much. It's
Yeah. Just
there's some things that like are a little cringeworthy and you're just like, I swear to God, if this happens to me and at work, I think I'm gonna quit.
yeah.
But it actually does like kind of flow into like a little bit of like romance like around the end. But it's very interesting. My vote most likely will be Agretsuko. Like out of all of it,
Mhm.
I think mostly because it rings a little, it literally vibes with me a little too closely. But I think yeah, I think I would go for that one.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Any last words before we move on to the next category?
I'm good.
All right. So next category, we have vote for best VA performance for the English VA.
Oh no.
So the six,
Best voice actor performance, English.
I do have feelings. When I listen, they remind me.
Kyle McCarley, Shigeo Mob Kageyama from Mob Psycho 100 Season 2.
I'd like to think someone cares for me that way, even if that person and I are separated by a huge distance.
Laura Bailey, Toru Honda from Fruits Basket.
Every one of those lights is a family.
Erica Mendez, Retsuko from Agretsuko Season 2.
Every light is a home.
This world has you. That's my reason for using this shield.
Billy Kametz, Naofumi from Rising of the Shield Hero.
You can't do this to me! It's against the rules! You can't take me with him! I'm a goddess!
Faye Mata, Aqua from Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World.
I am me. I want to be myself. I want to be here.
Casey Mangelo, Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
that we have up here, we have Kyle McCarley for Shigeo Mob Kageyama on Mob Psycho 102. We have Laura Bailey for Toru Honda of Fruit Baskets. We have Erica Mendez, Retsuko for Agretsuko Season 2. We have Billy Kametz for Naofumi of The Rising of the Shield Hero. We have Faye Mata for Aqua of Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. And finally, Casey Mangillo for Shinji on Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Why are
I
we still
forgot-
getting Ava
I-
released in 2019?
Forgot that
Wait.
Evangelion is here.
No, why?
because on Netflix did a thing with Evangelion. That's why it's relevant.
That doesn't
And I'm
count.
just like,
No.
I know, right?
No, I have a legitimate problem with this. That doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Like
how
this
he
is
just got on the
this
list.
is the one where they re-released with like redubbed, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I guess
I
so.
think so. I
That
don't
doesn't.
remember what they did.
No, that doesn't. No, because I remember hearing about it and people were like in an uproar about it because they didn't just bring back the old voice actors. That doesn't count. That's not. It's not a remake.
Yeah,
They didn't like HD it. It's literally the same old Ava with new voices. That shouldn't count. That shouldn't be here.
yeah,
Like that's super unfair. Ava has a huge following. I feel like nothing else have a like maybe Fruits Basket has a chance, but no, that's stacking the deck. Shinji shouldn't be here.
yeah. My vote was for Aqua just because like she's a cool goddess that's not useless. But if it wasn't for that, I would automatically go to Erica Mendez because I remember her from Ryuko from Kill la Kill, and I would totally support that. Well,
I
it's like
might
yeah,
I might actually agree with you. Like I have watched Shield Hero. I have watched Shield Hero as dub as well. But I might have to agree with you with Retzko or Gretzko for Erica Mendez. So I might have to lean towards that too.
yeah. I was love to see like how many people actually voted for Shinji.
Probably
I'm gonna be
fucking
so mad.
everybody.
He's gonna be the biggest troll pick in the world. Like, no offense to Casey Manjoa, just like the way that it was approached and how Eva became kind of included in the category was nonetheless what? It's like,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched it because I've had my mind fucked enough by Ava. I don't need it fucked again.
yeah,
Nonsense. You
So
need
I
it
don't. No,
all
I
the
don't.
time, fucked.
I don't need a new voice actor being yelled at to get in the robot. But it's nothing against him. It's just I don't understand why it's here. Like I just feel like it shouldn't be here.
Well,
It's
maybe
not.
his voice acting was actually amazing.
It's nothing about his
You
voice
know.
acting. It's just like the anime itself. I don't feel like it should be here.
Well,
Like,
his voice acting was done,
I
and
guess.
so
I guess
people
like that's the
liked
only
it.
new thing about it.
I don't know. Well, nevertheless, apparently the three of us are in agreement that Erica Mendez is probably the choice because as much as I love Rising of Shield Hero as a novel, and I did find the first season of the anime to be okay, I don't like most of the English voices for the characters.
I didn't
I
think it
think
was
I'm
that
okay
bad.
with maybe 3 of them.
Yeah,
4? 4. I like main characters, like
yeah,
not the supporting characters, like the big focus characters. I'm okay with 4.
yeah.
Like
Wonder how like
it's like 3 antagonist characters and then 1 semi-main supporting character. But aside from that, I don't know. I just like Billy didn't do a bad job. It's just not the voice I thought I should be hearing from the Fume's English voice actor.
okay, that's legit. At least we'll see how the votes would come in soon. But I guess in the meantime, let's see the next category. Let's be for the best VA performance for a Japanese VA.
Best voice actor performance, Japanese.
そんなこと君は知らなくていいよ
Mamoru Miyano, Reo Niboshi, from Sarazanmai.
愛か
まあできて当然ですけれども
Saori Hayami, Shinobu Kocho, from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
これは俺の腕ではない俺のスティッキーフィンガーズの能力は
Yuichi Nakamura, Bruno Buccarati, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind.
なぜ人を殺すのは悪いことなのかしらなぜ人を生かすのは良いことなのかしら
Yukino Satsuki, Ai Magase, from Babylon.
このハウスのママは私。あなたは私の補佐役。
Yuko Kaida, Isabella, from The Promised Neverland.
試して試して試して試しまくれ
Yusuke Kobayashi, Senku, from Dr. Stone.
忘れんな
I think Yasmin
I
should
feel
have
like-
this one.
Do you want me to read this? Okay.
Sure, yeah, please. Please.
You read enough Japanese at work to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we have here? Vote for best VA, VA performance for a Japanese. voice actors. So it's going to be Mamoru Miyano. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Wait. Okay. So I was just trying to figure out. Okay. So it's Mamoru Miyano, who plays as Ryo Niboshi from Sarazanmai.
Okay.
We have Saori Hayami, who played as Shinobu Kocho from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. We have Yuichi Nakamura, who played as Bruno. How do you say it? Bucciarati?
Bucciarati?
Bucciarati.
Yeah, that's right.
Bucciarati. Okay. From JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. We have Yukino Satsuki, who played as Ai Magase by Babylon. We have Yuko Kaida, who played as Isabella from The Promised Neverland. And we have Yusuke Kobayashi, who played as Senku from Dr. Stone.
I have a question.
Ooh, this is hard.
Yeah, this is going to be insane.
Not going to spoil any of the other categories of where this guy is, but
Yeah.
Bruno is in a fair amount of these categories from JoJo, and he's not the main character.
He is not.
I find that weird.
But at least he seems like the most memorable.
I guess.
Yes, there's been so many gifs with him, and I'm just like, yo, it bothers me.
Just a little bit. See, I thought this was going to be hard, but then as Yasmin went through the list fully and I pictured people in my head, it's not. It's not hard for me. It's Senku. There's no...
Like the Senku voice actor,
the voice actor is so good. Like,
he is fantastic.
Super fantastic. Like,
damn. All right, I gotta give that guy a shot at least.
Honestly, even in English, it's pretty good. I mean, actually, I'm gonna take a shot at the English version of the anime. Fuck them for screwing the ending song. Because when it's on, they have it on Toonami, and when the ending song plays on Toonami, they don't play the words. It's just the instrumental, and I'm just like, really?
Oh, weird.
Song is fire. Why are you not playing the words? But Senku's voice actors in English and Japanese are both pretty good. But the Japanese one is he's just so damn good.
It's like his voice is very memorable, but I also have to say that whatchamacallit, Shinobu's voice is also very notable from Demon Slayer. I feel like I was talking to a friend, he was watching Demon Slayer, and I could easily point her out because the way how she talks, the way how she speaks is so notable. So it's I feel like I'm broken between her and Senku. I'm a little tempted with Isabella too, just the way how she's able to capture just the way how how she is, how this character is very well just through her voice. So this one's actually pretty tough for me. I might have to say Senku, but it's this one you can see who I still gravitate towards, but
yeah, the category's stacked. It's just
this one's hard, at least for me.
I mean, I had the same problem as Yasmin, but Shinobu's voice actor is good. She's like Yasmin said, it's a really, you just know. I could have speakers in a completely separate room from the TV and just be sitting there listening to them, and I'd know that it was her. The voice is that distinctive, but I still say I have to give it to Senku. The way the voice matches up with the character and the intonation is there when it needs to be. And that's what puts it over the top for me, because I feel like there are just so many ways that you could do that wrong, and the fact that he does it right, I have to give it to it for that. Also, I'm still really upset that I haven't seen some of these. This is Babylon's second or third appearance, and
second.
Sarazanmai, this is their third or fourth.
Of the billionth time.
Yeah, have I been sleeping on this show? Is it low-key good and I'm just not paying attention?
I know. All I know is that Spencer definitely has a way of just pointing out, hey, if you haven't seen any of this anime, you should probably go watch it.
Yeah, I just checked. This is Saranzanmai's 4th, and Babylon's like 3rd.
Damn.
Like, so obviously there's something good about these animes if they keep popping up like this.
Yeah. We'll see how this turns out.
All
Alright.
right.
No
Now we
contentious
have
this, but now
right.
best couple.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah, I'm gonna enjoy a few of
All right,
these.
we're just doing first names. We're not doing last names for this. It'll take.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Hush. Baki and Kozue from Baki the Grappler. Kaguya and Miyuki.
Go.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll explain my confusion about that in a minute. From Kaguya-sama Love is War, Mafuyu and Ritsuka from Given, Ryo?
Rayo.
Mm-hmm.
Ryo Mabu from, here we go again with this, Sarazanmai, Rika and Shun from O Maiden in Your Savage Season, and Ymir and Historia from Attack on Titan Season 3. Two things. One, I remember having a conversation with somebody like a long time ago, back when Ymir and Historia first became like a thing in the show, and I was like, they're gonna end up being a couple, and the person was so adamant that I was wrong and that I was just trying to put them together because they were girls, and I was like, no, it's gonna happen. So now I feel vindicated. And two, my issue with the Kaguya couple was I completely forgot how Japanese names are like structured, and because I actually have seen Baki and nobody calls Baki Hanma ever, so I was just like, all right, Baki and Kozue, that's the names that they use. And then I saw Kaguya and Megume and I was like, wait, that doesn't look like a girl, that looks like a guy. Why is the name Miyuki? I'm confused. So yeah, that's why I like paused when I was reading that one.
Shoutouts to like the interesting choices that we have here. We got like
Indeed.
Yaoi, Yuri, and Hetero, and all that all good stuff. And like, holy crap!
The love.
Oh Jesus, Yasmin in heaven.
So many different levels of love.
I think
so much love.
I think for me, I'd have to go for Baki and Kazui. It's not even for a good reason. It's like, here's my first like. The one thing that sticks out to me about them is like the first time that I saw them kiss in the show.
Oh god!
First of all, that image that they're showing right now does not do Baki justice. Baki is big as
fuck.
And the first time they kissed, like the way that it was drawn, it was so perfect for who he is and how she is. It looked like he was gonna eat her face. Like it looked like he was just gonna like envelop her face, and I was just like, what the fuck? Because his hands are so big that like he was like holding her like how you kiss a girl, like he was holding, his hand was behind her head, like his fingers were like on her ears, and I was just like, yo, he's gonna kill her by accident.
Oh my god.
But like,
so
it's not like an abusive thing, he's just really big and he's a cage fighter.
He's just a big guy.
Yeah, he's just a big guy, but like, he's really caring, and he will fucking beat anybody to death for her. So, like, I think that's where my vote's gonna have to go.
Alright.
I find Baki very interesting. Mostly because, like, before this started to come out, like, I've seen, like, what it looks like in the manga. It's very interestingly drawn.
So
there's many very, expressive faces, first of all. Extremely expressive faces.
Warning for anybody that's gonna watch it on Netflix. I didn't know this until after I started it. Apparently Netflix starts fairly deep into the show's storyline. There's stuff that happens before it. And also there are random scenes where it burst into like pseudo 3D. So just a heads up about that. It's a little disorienting until you get used to it.
Oh, like just a warning straight up before the episode starts, or?
No. It's like the show itself. There's no warning about it. Like, you'll just be watching the show. Everything will be in 2D, and then, like, a fight scene happens, and then things are in, like, not like 3D, like, stuff popping out at you, like 3D animation. Like, the characters will kind of look like kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 happening out of apparently nowhere, and it's just like, oh, well, that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's not bad, it's just kind of random that it happens. And then everything goes back to 2D, like 5 seconds later.
Fascinating. Anyway.
It's an interesting use of animation. I voted for Ymir and Historia, actually.
They're pretty cute, I have to say. I'm kind of leaning towards them too. Unfortunately, I haven't watched Given, and of course I haven't seen Sara Sanmai, because otherwise, like, hell yes, boys love. But but yeah, I think I might also have to lean towards Ymir and Historia in this one.
I feel like I must be missing something because, like, you're still going with Attack on Titan. Alphonsus sounds like he's still interested in Attack on Titan. Am I the only person that, like, gave up after they didn't open the fucking basement?
I mean, they have in the manga.
Yeah, it took them, like, forever to get there, though. Like...
Oh, I don't know where they are in the anime. I don't know where they are in season 3.
I don't even know if they got into the basement in the... Here's when I stopped watching the anime. When they found out that all the secrets were in the basement, and then, like, after that episode, 6 episodes later, they still hadn't gotten to the basement, that's when I was done.
Because it's far!
Yeah, but the way that they were talking was like the basement wasn't what they were trying to get to. They were talking like there was another objective, and I was just like, so we're just not going to go to the basement. That's what we're doing? And I was just like, okay. Somebody call me when they get to the basement. And then nobody ever told me about the basement. And then I'm just like, well, I guess they just did. I guess we're doing a One Piece thing where we're just going to keep going on with this until 2023.
Right. I guess it's only going to be a matter of time before it all comes to a head. But yeah, we're going to be just getting older by the time that all plot device will unlock itself.
I mean, we're still waiting for that last Ava movie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be coming out. It's gonna be coming out.
Had a redub of the entire series, but still don't have that Ava movie.
Anyway.
Take notes. Alright, so I guess on that note, we can move to the next category, which is the vote for the best fight scene. Okay,
I know what I'm voting for.
Alright, so we got Emperor Crimson versus Metallic from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. Then we got Levi versus Beast Titan from Attack on Titan Season 3. Then we got Mob versus Toichiro from Mob Psycho 102. Then we got Tanjiro and Nezuko versus Rui from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And then we got Thorfinn versus Thorkel from Vinland Saga. And finally, we have Ushi Wakamaru versus Tiamat from Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front of Babylonia. Whew, we got ourselves some interesting fights.
Oh my god. What?
Side note, the names from Vinland Saga, they are pronounced differently. Don't remember how they're supposed to be said, but just a small side note.
Is it
not? I think it's a TH, like 4.
Is it not Thorfinn and Thorkel? Like, that's not it?
No.
Okay, so it's probably 4. They probably changed it to
Vikings!
That's all Vikings. Oh, God. I voted for Ushi because the thing is, though, I haven't seen the fight yet, but I do know that it was definitely a really hype fight, and I'm still watching through the anime series, so I would pen that in, unless if it wasn't there, I would automatically go for Levi.
Yeah, the Levi and the Beast Titan fight was fascinating. It was pretty interesting. But unfortunately, I have to go for Demon Slayer for this one.
I think this is another one of those things where it's not really a contest. I mean, I feel like it's either going to go JoJo because of the volume of the fan base, or it's going to go Demon Slayer because I started watching Demon Slayer because I saw a clip of that fight. I don't see a clip of that fight, I probably sit out on Demon Slayer until the season's over. Because back then, I thought it was just another one of those animes where it's like, oh, this is the flavor of the week. Like, watch, by next week, everybody's going to move on. But then I saw that clip, and I was like, oh, this is Demon Slayer? Okay, I can get behind this. And it was this fight, so I think I'm going to have to go with the Demon Slayer fight, even though I have seen clips of the Attack on Titan fight, and it was interesting, but I'm gonna have to give it to Demon Slayer.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess got some interesting opinions here, and I think like just if we're gonna rewatch all the fights, that'd also be very intriguing just to see how like the animators would put it all together, especially seeing how like some of the fights would just unfold in real time. It's like, oh my god, it's like alive. It's all good. Because like I played through the Fate Grand Order game, so I've only seen like all the text, and like, there's not really a lot of animation.
Yeah.
So seeing like the fight actually take place, I'm like, oh my god, yes.
I'll put it away.
All right. So I guess since we already pretty ingrained in our opinions for the best fight scene, let's move on to the next category, which is the vote for the best score.
Best score. Kevin Penkin, The Rising of the Shield Hero. Hiroyuki Sawano, Attack on Titan, Season 3. Go Shina and Yuki Kajiura, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yugo Kanno, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind.
Can you feel my tears?
Maki, Carol and Tuesday.
Can you feel
Tatsuya Kato, Hiroaki Tsutsumi, and Yuki Kanesaka, Dr. Stone.
So
before we do these,
huh?
When they say when they say best score, we're talking about like when they say that they mean in episode music.
I think so. I think
like
that's when they say best.
Like we're not including like we're taking out openings and endings. We're talking like
the music within
inside the actual shows themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what do we have here for the best score?
We can just give the titles of the animes themselves for this one.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Attack on Titan Season 3. We have Carol and Tuesday, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Dr. Stone, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind, and The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Now, the reason why I asked that question is because the one JoJo song that I do know comes from JoJo Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind.
Ooh.
But I'm pretty sure it's the opening song, which is why I needed to know if we were talking about if it's music in episode or opening music. Because if that song got included as best score, everything else on this list might have to go, and it's just going to be between Demon Slayer and JoJo, because both of those openings are awesome. But since we're talking about in episode music,
for me,
that makes it hard.
So I haven't seen Attack on Titan Season 3, so I can't really vote. I haven't watched Carol on Tuesday, but I'm sure that the music is heckin' amazing. Demon Slayer, I've watched throughout, same with Dr. Stone. For the last two, JoJo and Shield Hero. So my store plays music every now and then, and my manager has put in the soundtrack for both JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind, and Rising of the Shield Hero. So I can confidently say I am very much familiar with the two of them. I heard it every day for like 2-3 months. So the JoJo one is very interesting. I might know what song you're talking about too, Julian. Soundtrack is like amazing, and the same thing with with Rising of the Shield Hero. There are like some songs that, for both of them, of course, there's going to be like a few songs going to be like, what the fuck is this? But like there are definitely notable songs between the two of them that are just like, oh fuck. This is that scene, and this is like the thing where this thing happens. But my vote, it's actually definitely between the two of them. But also at the same time, the one song from Demon Slayer that happens like during that fight, that fight scene that was nominated for Demon Slayer, that's another one that's a little hard because that sticks out. That's not one of the openings or the ending themes. So in a sense that counts as like part of the best, like part of the score of the anime. So that one makes it even harder. So now I don't know what to choose anymore. I was leaning towards Shield Hero, but then I remember the thing with Demon Slayer. Now I can't choose.
Yeah, there's a lot of definitely when people think of the score, they always think about the very epic moments in the anime, and then what music is playing during moments like those, and like I think that's what really resonates with a lot of people because when they see something major happening, a major fight, a major breakthrough, any of that stuff, and you just it just becomes a moment you're gonna remember for at least the rest of the week, maybe even longer. And I think that's the power of what a score would do, especially for enhancing the scene, especially fulfilling not really a sensory overload, but just really putting together all the elements to present holy crap, this is an epic movie right here. So sure that Crunchyroll did their due diligence, really looking at how the score plays into each of these scenes and how it helps enhance that viewer experience. I don't know, it's gonna be intriguing just going through all of these stuff as time goes on before the voting period ends. I guess on that note, we have any last thoughts before moving on to the next category?
I
I don't know, Julian. What did you choose?
I didn't choose because I have the same problem you have. Mine is the JoJo one. It's just Demon Slayer, Doctor Stone, and Rising of Shield Hero, but then I also have to sit here and look at Carol and Tuesday, and we're talking about in-episode music.
Yeah.
And they have a guitar and a piano, which means there's in-episode music that they play, and if you have a show revolving around a character that plays a guitar and another one that plays a piano, your in-episode music has got to be on point. So now I have to take that into consideration, and really the only things left out in the cold for me are Attack on Titan Season 3, because, as I stated, I basically stopped watching back in Season 1 somewhere, and JoJo's best song for me happens outside of episodes, so it's really just those four, and it's a really tight race right now. I'd have to sit and listen to everybody's scores back to back to really determine who I want.
It's gonna be an intriguing process to really go through each one, but I'm sure that any of this would just be a really, really good pick, especially when it's you would spend an hour just listening back to the score, listening back to see how it does, and then even watching this episode and see how it all comes together.
Mm-hmm.
I had a busy freaking week with that.
Forever watching.
Yeah.
All right. So next category we have is for best character design.
Yes.
I think sometime during the course of this week we all just need to sit down and watch Carol and Tuesday because it's back again for best character design.
Yeah.
Dororo's also here. Dr. Stone, Kaguya-sama, Love is War. We all need to fucking sit down and watch Sorazanmai as well because it's back again, as is Vinland Saga. I've heard nothing about any of these three, and yet here they are again. I feel I don't know. Maybe everybody's just sleeping on it, or maybe the people just aren't talking about it as much as they should. But if nothing else comes out of this, it'll get those some publicity.
Yeah, not too sure about Sarazanmai. The character design for Vinland Saga is pretty fantastic from what I've seen. Dr. Stone's very fascinating. Kaguya-sama, unfortunately, don't really know too much about it. Carol and Tuesday, maybe I'll just watch it tonight.
May as well.
And Dororo, I think just because of what it is and what they've done, or what the story is about, I might go for that one, just the way how it is. Um, I don't know. This one's a little difficult, I feel, for character design wise. Especially
Yeah,
since like a lot of us hasn't really watched basically most of these, or if
yeah,
all. So,
that's like a limited window, but at least some of the stuff that like I can only go off of what some friends have seen or what they found intriguing. Like my vote actually went to Dr. Stone for this one. It seems like they had interesting discussions of like just like how the characters looked and how they kind of came off. So I'm like, all right, I can probably trust that. But if I like watch more, I actually wouldn't mind putting a vote in for Carol on Tuesday.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just this is what happens. It's just like we can only give our opinions so well, but then like I think if we have like a follow up and just see like okay, we watched everything or like we had it, there's like so much more.
This. Our votes will be completely different.
Yeah, it'll just be like holy crap, we voted for that. I'm like oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I guess in the meantime, we can always give like our first impressions and then see like how it plays out like after going through just at least each of the different videos that were presented in the watch category. I think besides character design, you guys ready for the next one?
Yes.
All
I
right.
think so. Are you done, Julian?
Yeah,
Are you ready?
I'm good.
All right, so let's go for best animation.
Oh no.
So not just character design, but the animation as a whole. So we got Attack on Titan Season 3, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia, Mob Psycho 102, Saran Zanmai, and Vinland Saga. And I gotta say, all these choices seem intriguing because they have their own like unique sense of things. But I always loved Fate's animation quality, at least after a certain point. So that's why, like, I automatically knew I was like, yes, I love it. They knew how to do the stuff well, and that's why I gave it my vote.
So, So this was a little difficult because I feel like I'm also pretty critical when it comes to animation. The animation for Mob Psycho 100, even though I haven't watched it, just seeing some of the clips for it, the animation is absolutely stunning, and it's like it's pretty amazing like what they've done with it. So that one's definitely like super high on my roster. Of course, going back to Demon Slayer and that one scene that they've done with that one fight, like, or just in general, like with the sword animations that they've done and the different abilities that the characters can use, it's pretty amazing, like, what they've done with it, especially how flawless that they were able to merge the 3D animation and 2D animation together.
Okay.
And Attack on Titan, well, I know I really haven't watched season 3, just knowing how hard it must be to still animate the the 3D gear for the characters. That is something that is extremely notable and definitely nothing to cough at. As for Fate Grand Order, I can't really say too much. Vinland Saga, I'm sure, is great, and so is Sarazanmai. You need to watch those two so badly.
Fate is just like I just love it. I guess like it's coming from my bias as a fan that plays the game and all that stuff, but like man, they just know how to hit it out of the park with everything, and I don't know, it's just that's what really attracts me to Babylonia, especially that it's just such a important arc in the play and how they execute it, at least from the episodes I've seen so far. Just love it. So,
What do you think, Julian?
Yeah.
He's thinking real hard for this one.
Yep.
It's between Mob and Demon Slayer because, like Yasmin said about Mob, there are parts where it's just really, really well animated. Like when shit's about to pop off and Mob is about to lose his shit. Like the animation changes for like a split second to like demonstrate that he's about to lose his shit, but it doesn't. Even though it's a noticeable change, but the way that it's animated isn't like, it's not janky, it's not crazy, it doesn't look out of place, it just flows that way.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time with Demon Slayer, I don't want to say too much just in case people haven't seen it, but like Yasmin, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The scene with the like moving rooms, that was animated so well.
Oh god, that was amazing.
And the meeting with Michael Jackson, like that was also another really well animated sequence. I'm sorry, he looks like Michael Jackson from Smooth Criminal. I don't know what people want from me.
He does.
Those are just really well animated scenes, and then just the sword arts, the way those are animated, that's really nice. And we go back to that like painting type art style. Like it's really well implemented, and it's just between those two shows, it's just really hard for me to pick one. And once again, I feel really bad for having never seen Vinland Saga or Sarazanmai because they're here again, and I feel like they have to have good animation if they're here and to show up so many times. Like, but it's between Demon Slayer and Mob for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I really hope they at least show the polls for this one because I want to see how close it is. Because I really feel that no one series is gonna like win by a blowout, but like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be intriguing. But I guess on that note, I guess we can move on to the next category.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. So next we got Best Director. So we have. So this time I'm going to say the name of the director this time since that's.
I was about to say, did you want me to read it?
I'll try it.
Okay.
Yeah. We have Tetsuro Araki from Attack on Titan Season 3, Kiyotaka Suzuki from Babylon, Shinichiro Watanabe and Motonobu Hori from Carol on Tuesday, Yuzuru Tachikawa from Mob Psycho 102, Kunihiko Ikuhara from Sarazanmai, and finally Shuhei Yabuda from Vinland Saga.
Alright, can we just agree that all the things that we've been talking about that keep showing up that are here right now in Best Director that we all just have to watch? Because you don't get nominated for Best Director and not be a quality anime. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like for them to show up as often as they have, and we're starting at the bottom of the list. Like the stuff at the bottom, it's not prerequisite stuff. It's like stuff that you get brownie points for having, and they keep showing up in those categories, and now they're in Best Director. Like,
yeah,
these are apparently some quality animes that we've just been sleeping on, especially Carol and Tuesday, because 2 directors isn't a normal thing in general. Even in Hollywood, 2 directors isn't a normal thing to have.
Yeah. So something came together there. Something clicked.
Yeah, something apparently has clicked with that.
So looking forward to see how they perform there. Oh no, we got it. It's.
I can't even vote
really
for this.
Give an opinion.
I can't even have an opinion here because I've only seen Mob Psycho Season 2, so I can't even have an opinion.
Yeah. I think we should just split off, watch like two like an episode of like 2 of the animes here, and then like reconvene and see like, okay, this is what I've seen here, and like we can just advocate for like one or both of them. So it wouldn't seem as daunting. So it's just like we only have to watch like 48 minutes of anime, because technically you're watching one episode there and one episode here, instead of watching like, oh my god, I have to watch like 3 hours of anime. Which I don't mind, it's just that like, holy crap, it's like daunting at this stage in our lives. Yeah.
All right, I guess
Let's,
is that all?
Yeah.
let's just
Okay.
let's just move on to best girl.
I guess best girl.
Alright.
Let's see, who do we have?
For best
Oh,
girl,
boy.
we have Carol from Carol and Tuesday, Chika Fujiwara from Kaguya-sama Love is War, Emma from Promised Neverland, Kohaku from Dr. Stone, Netsuko from Demon Slayer, and Raphtalia from Rising of Shield Hero. Fuck this category. It's bullshit. It's unfair.
Oh no,
always
because I
thinking
know
about
I know
protect.
what characters Julian is writing on right now.
You can't have Kohaku, Netsuko, and Raphtalia in the same category. That's unfair. How are people supposed to choose?
At Nezuko, I'd protect Nezuko.
Protect Nezuko,
Totally my choice. And my vote.
but Raphtalia also protect.
No.
She
Raphtalia,
also
Raphtalia
attack.
does not protect. Raphtalia protects you. Oh, I can't wait for you to get to book 14. I really need you to get to book 14.
I know, yo, I couldn't help myself. I turned to like the last image of book 14. I was like, oh
why did
no,
you do
something
that?
happened.
Why did you do that?
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
But I was just like, oh
Okay.
no, oh no.
Okay, as long as you don't know. Okay.
Okay. I was
Okay,
like,
so-
something horrible just happened.
I made a
and so-
horrible mistake, by the way. Side note, just for me and Yasmin, I made a horrible mistake.
Why?
I did a similar thing with 15, and now I think I'm gonna cry.
Oof.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say. All right, moving on back to
Okay.
the categories.
Oh, I know it was 15 that I saw the end of. Okay.
Are you sure?
All right, best.
Yeah, it was 15 that I saw the last image for.
Okay,
I
then we
didn't.
probably saw
I
the
didn't even
same
look at
thing,
the
and
end
we're
of
both
14.
probably
Okay,
upset.
all right.
Okay, back to best
Let's
girl.
move it on.
Back to best girl.
Best one.
For anybody worried about what me and Yasmin were talking about, don't worry. You're not seeing that episode of Rising of Shield Hero for like years.
For a long ass time.
I feel like this is, again, Carol from Carol and Tuesday is here, which means there's definitely something about that show.
So I got Carol, but not Tuesday.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Guess that says something about Tuesday. I feel like this is Netsuko's category to lose. I mean, Chibi Netsuko is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you beat Chibi Netsuko. Like, I love Kohaku and I love Raphtalia, but I have a hard time going against Chibi Netsuko, and it's probably going to come down to Netsuko or Raphtalia, and
I knew
Netsuko's
it.
probably going to win.
Yeah, there's a high chance
Like-
Nezuko's gonna win.
I mean, actually, look at the picture they chose. She's surrounded by sparkles.
It's not even fair.
Like, that's not fair. Like, she's surrounded by
But the
sparkles.
Raphtalia one is like, it's a nice sunny smile.
But she's not surrounded by sparkles.
She's surrounded by sun rays.
All right, but
Because Nezuko can't be surrounded by sun rays.
Right, but Netsuko looks like that's cute Netsuko. It's not chibi. It's not regular. It's just cute Netsuko. Kohaku has her normal like snare thing. Emma looks like she's about to cry. Like,
as always.
True, but that's
Chica-
besides the point. Like,
But Chica has flowers around her.
I know, but like, you can't tell me that
Can't
you
you
could
say no to that, Cola?
think about it this way. All 6 of them are in front of you, like in your face. Are you really gonna tell Netsuko that she's not winning this? Like,
Shut up.
exactly. Like Netsuko's. I don't know how you don't have. I don't know how
I feel
Netsuko
like-
loses. Like really,
I feel like the one who put this together had a bias.
a little bit. I mean, it's not like.
Yeah.
Again, Carol and Tuesday I haven't seen, and Kaguya-sama Love is War I also haven't seen, but they all seem to be really good female characters, and they all probably deserve to win, but I just don't see how anybody overwhelmingly beats Netsuko's popularity right now. Like,
You don't want
Yeah.
For the
cute
people
little
that don't-
Raphtalia, baby
for the-
Raphtalia either.
Yeah.
the people that
There's
don't
like a
like-
particular.
for the people that don't like Demon Slayer for all the other things that it has, they probably like it for Netsuko.
Yeah, like
So-
the amount of memes and comics that she has in. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when there was a comic where like I think Tanjiro was playing like the little like finger game where like he put a finger over it and it looks like he's separating the thumb from his actual thumb.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he did that, all of a sudden Nezuko was like, "Oh, and it's when she reacted, we realized, and then she was like beginning to cry, and everyone was just like awing over it because it was just like, oh my god! I'm gonna share it in the group chat later when I get time, but it was just such an adorable meme. I had to like save it as like, oh my god, this is why she's adorable.
And then there's another comic where the boys are all asleep and she like tucks them all in.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, and then there's like the bug or whatever, and she starts chasing it to try to kill it. She punches both the other guys, and then just lightly taps on her brother, and it's just like, that's adorable. Like, I don't see how you beat her, no matter how cute your character is. And Yasmin knows how much I love Raphtalia. I don't see how Raphtalia beats Netsuko.
He loves Raphtalia.
Like, I really don't see how Netsuko loses to anybody on this list.
I don't know. The only reason why I would like lean towards Raphtalia because she literally is like best girl because it's like she's done everything.
Yeah, like Raphtalia, she literally is the embodiment of protect, attack, and then whatever third thing you want to throw in there. But I just don't see how anybody beats Netsuko. Like, I really don't.
Yeah. All right. So I got everything out. And we can move on to best boy.
Oh no.
This one's a little more open, I guess. There's Bruno from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. Oh god, not this name.
Hyakimaru.
There we go.
From Dororo. I just did it for you.
Thank you. Konada Hoshijima from Astro Lost in Space. Naruzu from... I thought I was going to sneeze. I wasn't having a hard time pronouncing it.
I was just like, oh, okay.
From How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. Got Mob from Mob Psycho 100. And then you got Tanjiro from Demon Slayer.
Tanjiro.
I feel like, for me, the tie is between Tanjiro and Bruno.
I'm gonna have to go Tanjiro and Mob.
Yeah.
I feel like Mob is
I'm
underrated
not familiar
like
with
a
the
lot.
others. That's just Tanjiro. Just like, it seems a little bit more defined here. It's just like, I don't know. Tanjiro just seems like a really likable main character. I haven't seen many people actually complain about him. So.
No, there's literally nothing you can complain about this
Tanjiro is Deku for this year. That's basically what he is.
Yeah.
Like, legit, somebody made a meme where, like, everybody was going back and forth about Tanjiro's better than Deku. No, Deku's better than Tanjiro. And then somebody was like, if you had the two of them in front of each other and you were saying these things, they would apologize to each other about it. And that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Because they're basically both the same person, just, like, in different universes.
Yeah.
But, like...
You're not wrong either. It's hilarious.
But, like, I feel like Mob is really underrated because of, like...
He is.
The way he
could
looks,
be the Dark
really. Like, he's a guy who has... He has the equivalent of Saitama's strength in psychic power. But all he really wants to do is get a girlfriend. And he's, like... he joined, like, he basically joined, like, the fitness club at his school so that he could get, like, muscles to try to get a girl. Meanwhile, he could probably just, like, blow up a car and get whatever girl he wants. And it's just, that's cute and wholesome. And
Side note, don't blow up a car so you can get a girl. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. But you know what I meant. But, like...
Yes.
Yeah.
He's really relatable, even though he's ridiculously powerful and dangerous.
See, now I always gotta think about, what about this blown up cars? Like, what?
Don't do it, Alphonsus. Anyway.
So just be like, all right, what do you gotta do? And then you just see like all these exploded cars. I'm like, wow, what happened here?
Oh no, Alphonsus is at it again.
Yeah. Well, you see, I exploded all these cars to make a broken heart.
No, oh my god.
Okay.
Continuing.
Alright, so I guess we'll move on.
Yeah, let's move on that note.
Alright, so we're going to have the next category, which is vote for the best antagonist. So we got Magase from Babylon, we got Angela from Carol and Tuesday, we got Ascalon from Vinland Saga. We got Garo from One Punch Man Season 2. We got Isabella from The Promised Neverland. And Overhaul from My Hero Academia Season 4.
Ugh, ew.
I voted for Overhaul because I actually saw the episodes he was in, and I was like, God damn, this guy's a very convincing villain.
For what he is and what he does, he's such an ass, and he's pretty horrible.
I don't like this.
Why?
I feel I can't say anything about Overhaul because only Yasmin knows what I'm talking about because it's manga based.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say right here, spoilers for One Punch Man Season 2. I didn't finish it, but I could care so much less about Garo, like in general.
Damn.
Like I really he's presented when he first starts showing up. You're like, oh shit, this guy, him and Saitama, they're gonna get into it. It's gonna be a rap. It's gonna be for real. And then like as the season goes on, you just see him more and more. I was just like, you are slowly becoming a fucking severe disappointment. Like, I stopped watching because I just kind of got bored with like the season as a whole. But like, there reached a point where Garo was just like, he was more of like an annoying little brother type character in my head. It had nothing to do with him and Saitama. It's just he just started to come off that way to me. So like, I just don't know. And Overhaul, it's probably because I've read it. I don't know where season 4 is going to end. So, like, Yasmin, you know how that arc's going to end. So you understand what I mean when I say that I don't know how it's going to end. So I'm not sure if I really want to put him there. And I feel like reading the manga has kind of messed up this voting for me. Because if you had asked me before I read the manga and showed me this, it would have been Overhaul, like, overwhelmingly. But now it's kind of like either Overhaul or Isabel. I could go either way. And also, can we just note that Carol and Tuesday has an antagonist? I didn't know it was that kind of show.
I feel like any story has an antagonist. It's probably like someone that opposes them kind of thing. So it's kind of like maybe there's like an opposing singer. So I assume it's going to be in that kind of sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
but, like,
spoiler. Sorry, Alphonse. Isabella is an antagonist. When you...
Yeah. But,
well.
I don't know. Like, I saw it, like, when I first saw it, I was like, Carolyn Tuesday has an antagonist? Does she, like, flatten their tires so they can't get to the performance? Does she try to poison their tea? What's going on?
I mean, maybe she does. Maybe she's a dick. I don't know.
But yeah, for me, it's either Isabella or Overhaul.
Yeah, like, if you didn't read the manga,
you'd probably
then I feel Overhaul. Like, then I think Overhaul might have been pretty high up there. Isabella, what she has done, I would
definitely
want to say
serious consideration.
Yeah, it's crazy, like for her.
It's crazy in general.
I think just because of how intricate it is, I feel like I want to say Isabella for me. But that's all I can think of.
I feel like, again, we have to note that Vinland Saga, Babylon, and Carol and Tuesday show up again. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
This isn't like
probably
last
not the
year.
Last time.
This isn't like last year where we had a bunch of things showing up and it was like various animes. These same animes just keep popping up and kind of rotating in and out. So
yeah,
it's either this year was really, it's either last year was really weak or these things are really strong. And I kind of lean towards them all being really strong.
I think it's just really strong.
Yeah. It's like there's something that has to warrant this.
Yeah.
Which is really good because it shows like, oh my god, we love this so much. We want them to put like this category, this category, this category. Yeah, but I guess we'll see how the antagonist vote goes. But so got a few more categories to go. We got the best protagonist category.
Oh no.
So we got Emma from the Promised Neverland. We have Gaspard versus from Doro. We have Saitama from One Punch Man Season 2.
Oh,
We got
God.
Senku from Dr. Stone. We have Tanjiro Kamado from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And Toru Honda from Fruits Basket.
That's so cute.
I feel the same way about Saitama that I felt about Goro.
Oh, man.
Huh?
I feel the same way about Saitama that I did. Like, it wasn't the same Saitama. Like, it was...
Mm-hmm.
I understand why you can't just have the character be exactly the same, but, like... It's not like he wasn't good or anything, it's just he wasn't Saitama... He wasn't...
Well, I heard that this season wasn't...
Yeah, the entire season was kind of disappointing, but, like, Saitama himself, it was just, like... I don't know. It was just weird. Like, it just felt off. I can't even say exactly what it was about him, but it just felt off.
Mm-hmm.
So, taking Saitama out of it, this really comes down to Senku and Tanjiro for me, because... Like I said, Tanjiro is basically Deku for this year, and Senku was just... Like...
Not Deku?
Not Deku?
Can I say anything about the show, Yasmin? That would, like...
For Dr. Stone?
If I say stuff, will it really be considered spoiler, since, like, the first episode basically tells you everything you need to know? Like, would it be spoilers?
I mean, technically no. I mean, like, literally, like, the first, like, 5 minutes, like, things happen.
Okay, like...
So,
maybe...
and, like, when you read the back of, like, the manga...
Okay.
Then, yeah.
And maybe possibly spoilers. If you don't want to know anything about the show, then don't listen. But basically, something flash freezes the entirety of humanity and turns them to stone. What is it, like 3,000 years, Yasmin?
Just about, yeah, 3,000 years.
Like 3,000 years pass, and a couple people have started, like, coming out of the petrification. And Senku is one of them. Senku's the main character. And his entire purpose, not good, not evil, is just to use science to bring mankind back from the Stone Age all the way back to, like, where we presently are right now.
Wow.
Like, that's his only goal. No positive, like, reason for it, no negative reason for it. He doesn't want to be powerful, doesn't want to be in charge, doesn't want to rule. None of that shit. He just wants to use science to restore mankind. That's it. Like, and he actually does it. Like I legit watched the show and I was just like,
in the process, like, I made a bomb. I'm about to make...
It shows you the entire process. Like, and it's actually, it seems like it's actually real stuff.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Like, if you were able to go and find the stuff and do those processes on your own, I'm pretty sure they'd work. Which makes it even better as a show and makes him an even better protagonist, because it's not like magical bullshit he's pulling out of his ass. Like, this is real shit.
It's not like water coming out of your sword.
Yeah, and I mean, as cool and as cool and as awesome as Tanjiro is, there's just something about the fact that Senku's basically a real person. Like, he's really smart, but because he's really smart, he's not physically strong. So it's like he has drawbacks, he has weaknesses that he's probably not going to be able to overcome, because you don't just overcome having, like, a kind of weak body because you're so smart. Whereas Tanjiro, through sheer determination, which again is a positive trait, he can overcome basically most of his weaknesses. And that's what makes Senku kind of like on the same level as Tanjiro as far as I'm concerned for best protagonist.
Fitting argument. Definitely for
yeah.
series from like Dr. Stone.
Mm-hmm. Like, I can't wait to actually start Dororo, because I am almost positive that my vote would most likely be a tie between Tanjiro and Hyakimaru, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, one day. But one day soon.
Yes.
Alright, so now we got Best Pro Tag out of the way. We have our final category for Anime of the Year.
Once
We
again.
made it. So we got Carol and Tuesday, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Mob Psycho 102, Obedience in Your Savage Season, The Promised Neverland, and Vinland Saga.
Again,
Oof.
Carolyn Tuesday and Vinland Saga.
Oh boy.
Something about these
All
fucking
right.
animes.
Of course, you have like Demon Slayer that's really up there, but yes, we do see repeat players in all 5 of the other categories. Obedience in Your Savage Season probably only seen like maybe 1 or 2 appearances, but Carol and Tuesday, Mob Psycho, Promised Neverland, and Vinland Saga all made really, really strong showings.
But let's be real, Demon Slayer is not going to lose this. Like this is Demon Slayer's category to lose. Like, as far as I'm concerned, any category that Demon Slayer is in, except for maybe the last 2, if they're in it, would basically be the Patriots' undefeated season. Like, it would be a shock for them to lose.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Like, if Demon Slayer loses Anime of the Year, I will legitimately be shocked. Like, there's no other category that I would be completely shocked that they lose except for Anime of the Year. I feel that there are strong contenders in most of the other categories, but this one I feel like Demon Slayer has in the bag. I don't see them losing Anime of the Year.
Yeah, it would be overall, it would be like, holy crap.
It would be a complete shock. I mean, Carolyn Tuesday, I've seen a lot of good things about it, and like we've said, it's popped up in a bunch of other categories, so it's obviously good. But Demon Slayer just picked up a cult following, and it's just stayed. Like, it hasn't gone away.
I'm looking forward to see how, like, if there's any people that would campaign to, like, prevent Demon Slayer from actually winning, they'll just be like, holy crap, people are actually doing stuff to prevent this from happening.
Honestly, it is a hard one. Because, like, I absolutely love Demon Slayer, but I also absolutely love Promised Neverland.
Remember, though, it's the anime we're talking about.
Yes.
Strictly the anime. You can't go past where the anime is.
I didn't read Demon Slayer. I didn't read Demon Slayer. I actually didn't.
I meant for Promised Neverland.
I didn't read past for Promised Neverland either.
Oh, I thought you were reading Promised Neverland.
Yeah, I was reading the manga, but I only got up to volume 3.
Okay.
I think the anime stops at like farther than that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. We'll see, knock on wood, see what happens.
I mean, again, like, Maiden in Our Savage Season and Vinland Saga, I haven't seen, but same thing with Carolyn Tuesday, but off of the strength of how many things Carolyn Tuesday has appeared in on this list, I have to say that it's good, and Mob Psycho Season 1 and 2 have both been good as far as I'm concerned, so that's another strong thing. And Promised Neverland, like me and Yasmin keep saying, it's good, it's another strong thing. I don't know if they are strong enough and also have a strong enough following to topple the giant that is Demon Slayer this year. Because there's always one, and this year it just happens to be Demon Slayer.
Yeah. I have to agree.
Yeah, it's like, will we see the momentum change, or will we see a brand new surprise in the awards season this time around? But I guess, we'll only have to find out. So hopefully campaign hard and make sure you tell all your friends to support favorite animes, the animes you feel deserve the awards. And oh man, once the awards go up on the 15th, I would love to see, like, all right guys, you all voted, let's see the results.
It's a little exciting. I already really want to know what these results will be.
For the record, the awards will take place on February 15th.
Yep.
And if you are on the East Coast, like we are, it will happen on February 15th at 8 p.m. If you are on the West Coast, it will happen at 5 p.m.
So don't forget to stay tuned, and don't forget to keep on voting, because I know I will after I click on watch on all of these.
See how Fonz is voting once a day, every day from like 18 different devices.
Oh my god.
Goes to a bunch of PC cafes, uses every PC in the cafe to vote.
It's good.
Oh my god. And then like the next person who wants to do be like, hey, I can't vote anymore.
Gotta wait till tomorrow, man. Wait till tomorrow. Make sure you beat me here.
Give it some time. Give it some time.
Oh my god.
Use a VPN.
Yeah. Oh my god. Alrighty, well, I guess on that note, I guess that'll be it for this edition of the MirageCast with the Mirage Corps. I hope you guys enjoy your 2020 shenanigans starting off and kicking off the roaring 20s. I'm one of your hosts, Alphonsus.
And this is Yasmin here.
And this is Julian.
Alright, take care, guys. We'll see you all next time.
See you guys.